I do want to shift to immigration.
Mm-hmm.
You said that illegal immigration displaces Black Americans, but we have a history of being in solidarity with, minority groups and people of color and things of that nature. Do you find that a lot of people try to say that's a bit divisive, that we seem to be wanting to prioritize ourselves and not wanting to prioritize or at least help the migrants that's coming over here? What's your thoughts on that?
Two things. Number one, we have helped the migrants from coming over here. Ask anybody in Chicago when they took the money from the COVID fund to give food, housing, clothing, shelter, and job training to illegal immigrants. We have helped them. All these sanctuary cities, the majority of them are run by Black mayors who are Democrats, and they have literally ignored Black people. Every day in Chicago, Brandon Johnson is sitting in a meeting with Black people telling him, yo, what about us? What about us? What about us? Oh, I'm not going to give in to what Donald Trump wants and bop, with your little pointy haircut. Chicago has run in the ground, and I'm not going to put it all on Brandon Johnson, because before Brandon Johnson, there was Lori Lightfoot, and before Lori Lightfoot, do you know who the mayor of Chicago was?
No.
Rahm Emanuel, the chief of staff of the Obama White House. So after Obama got up in there and Rahm did a couple of, little dip-dip-deps, he went down to Chicago, ran on the name, and started running Chicago in the ground. And now, here's what Black people do not understand. We have backed every single movement. We backed, Black women backed feminism. Gloria Steinem was a CIA agent. I'm sorry, let me take that back. Gloria Steinem was funded by the CIA. So I'm trying to understand how the government branch that handles spies wanted to make feminism happen. Oh, wait, because if you get women in the workforce, then you can tax their asses too.
Yep.
And Gloria Steinem said, hey, Black women, you're not Black first. You're a woman first, and then you're Black. Come burn your bras. Come buy Ms. Magazine. Come out here. Tell your husband he don't know what he's talking about. You don't need him for nothing. And then when that got done, Biden and everybody else was like, oh, you don't need a man in the house. They went and did what I call the baby face crucible. I'll pay your rent. I'll feed your kids. I'll give you food stamps too. Just don't have no man in the house. And we ran on it. The system is working exactly how it was supposed to work. So when you ask me this about immigration, listen, we gave it up for the gays. There's a gayborhood in every major city. There's still not a brother town or a Black girl Magicville. Now, when you're Black and gay, explain to me why 2 to 3% of the gayborhood in any particular, I don't care if it's San Francisco, Philadelphia, New York, I don't care where it is, only 2 to 3% of those businesses are Black owned. The majority of them, I can't take off my skin. We continue to get kicked in the teeth and say, oh, let's do it because we got to stand in solidarity. Where's the solidarity for us? Where's the solidarity for foundational Black Americans? And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't happen, because you can't cosplay as us anymore. You can't say, oh, let me drop whatever language I speak at home and start talking like a brother and get reparations or get anything that's specifically Black. You don't want that. The last thing you want is delineation, but every time I turn around on somebody's Instagram, they got 15 flags and none of them are American. But they want to tell us how we lazy and we this, that, and the third. But it was our ancestors that got you immigration, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. We did all of that. Now it's our turn. And because we're saying we're foundational Black Americans, because if anybody understood their history, the majority of Black Americans, when you look at the slaves, the majority of the slaves did not come here. There was a very small percentage, and then they bred us like cattle. Had us sleeping like rabbits. The term mother came from what they made us do to us. So, we have no place to go home to. You can go back to Lagos. You can go back to Nigeria. You can go back to the Ivory Coast. You can go wherever you came from. And since you're so better, why ain't you there? But you do not have a right to sit up here and say that we can't fight for our rights or have the right to delineate. We have a culture. We have a culture so good that Akon came over here and cosplayed as one of us. Tell me I'm lying.
No, you're right. You're right on the point.
So my whole thing is, they're mad at delineation. It's not divisive. We have been the most inclusive people on the face of the planet. Everybody eats off of us. What you think K-pop is? The Backstreet Boys, one of their biggest hits is My Love Is All I Have to Give. You know who wrote it? Of course you don't. I'm not going to quiz you. Full Force. Full Force wrote it. It's a full force song. If you ever listen to Full Force Essentials on Apple Music, you can tell that's a full force ballad. It's up there with All Cried Out and everything else. But when Lou Pearlman decided, you can watch this, a Netflix documentary called This Is Pop, when Lou Pearlman said, oh, I see how this game is going. These new kids on the block are killing it. Oh, that Negro went and got himself some white boys from Boston to sing like he got them little black boys from Boston to sing. I'm going to do him one better. I own jets. I'm about to flip this money. So what he did was he put out an ad, and the ad said, I want a Boyz II Men sound, but an Abercrombie look. And I'm going to sing your music back to you. Y'all love embracing Bruno Mars, but when it's time for Asian Pacific Islander Month, Bruno Mars is the face of it on Amazon Prime. Y'all love letting people cosplay like 1970s soul singers who ain't us. You love it when somebody comes over and they got swag and they singing like us and But us, nah. You let Sam Smith sing Stay With Me like he doesn't sound like he's got Tank in his throat. Pause. He is white Tank. Little Richard told you, I took the Beatles on the road with me. I took the Rolling Stones on the road with me. I'm the architect of this. And y'all called him gay and crazy, but he was right. Y'all let him call Michael Jackson everything but a child of God. Y'all let him call him Mike Wacko Jacko.
Thinking about even Chuck Berry, like, Prince, and Elvis, and that's his whole stick right there. Like,
y'all grind up R. Kelly, but y'all let Elvis mess around with 14-year-old Priscilla, and you let Jerry Lee Lewis mess around with his 13-year-old cousin. You're selective in your outrage, and you're not that selective in your gatekeeping. Shut it down.
So how does migration affect Black Americans specifically?
Here's how illegal immigration affects Black Americans specifically. When you look at the jobs, right now we're in a situation that we have not been in since 2021, which is there are more unemployed people than there are jobs to employ them. But if I've got a workforce that can be paid under the table, if I got a workforce that I can train for pennies on the dollar, and if I got a workforce that does not believe in a 40-hour work week, thank you, John D. Rockefeller, then I can bypass all you nappy-headed Negroes and go right to Juan. It works so good every day outside the Home Depot, don't it? So, yeah, it affects us. Ask anybody in Chicago, ask anybody in Philadelphia, ask anybody in the People's Republic of California why we got so many homeless veterans, so many underemployed, unemployed Black people, so many homeless people, but y'all talking about y'all want Gavin Newsom to run for president? Yeah, you got Maxine Waters, who did not come to Compton, which is in her purview, last I checked, when people was getting shot up. But she sure enough took her behind on a private plane to come to stand in solidarity with the illegals. Are you kidding me? Did y'all check Auntie Maxine on that? Where in the world did Jasmine Crockett get this Black scent? She went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. She had two parents, and her parents had a real good marriage. But all of a sudden, you look at the tapes before she got elected, when she got appointed to that position, to run for that position, to see the person that was mentoring her. And then all of a sudden, oh, we gonna talk about Governor Hot Wheels. Lashes out here looking like a Snuffleupagus cosplayer. And she's sitting up here putting on a show for you. And you let her ride on that. Because you think that caricature is all we can get. And we're so starving for representation, we will take a pile of dung in a crystal glass, put whipped cream on it and a cherry and call it chocolate mousse and say it's dessert time, so that when real chocolate mousse comes along, say, oh, that's too sweet, I don't like that. That ain't the chocolate mousse I was fed. Because you'd rather have dressed up excrement than you would real quality in anything.
That goes to with the symbolic wins you spoke about in the book. Yeah,
absolutely. We love representation. First, why do you care who the first Black person is? Sure. Is that putting anything in you? Chris Rock told you 25 years ago, yeah, everybody's OJ won, we won. What did we win? I looked in my mailbox every day. I ain't seen no OJ prize. Y'all love symbolic wins, and they know you love symbolism. That's why they give it to you. Because when you start asking for tangibles, they send out Roland Martin's bitty bip bip ass.
Every time you do that, every time I hear you do that, it's always the most hilarious.
No, go to my iPad. And then his bouncing head balls of merry men going, yep, whatever you say, Roland. He sat up there and made a poignant point. He said that Black people continue to put networks up And then when they make all the money off of black people, they go and then get rid of all the black people. I can't argue with that. So I said to Roland Martin, I said, Roland, you got this Black Star Network. It's a YouTube channel, and I'm not dissing YouTube channels, but let's not make it more than what it is. It's a YouTube channel. You got this Black Star Network, YouTube channel, and you're saying on your Black Star Network that this is a problem. So since you've got all of these sponsors and you've got all of this outrage, you went on a 45-minute tirade about it. Roland, why don't you just launch an entertainment arm of the Black Star Network? He said, and I quote, and I got the screenshot. Why would I do that? Because you just bitched about it. I want Fanbase to be the top social media site. I'm going to tell you why it will not be, in my professional opinion. As somebody who's been in Silicon Valley before Isaac Hayes III, respect to Isaac Hayes III. I love what he's doing. The issue is, you guys are YouTube stars, respectfully. You guys are podcasters. You guys are making money in that. You can name, and again, this is not a quiz, this is a statement of fact. Anybody you know can name 5 YouTube stars. You know a TikTok star. You know Instagram stars. Have I told a lie yet or anything that I'm saying you don't agree with?
You're right.
Name me the Fanbase star.
Well, him.
Ooh. Name me a Fanbase star who isn't the son of Black Moses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Outside of him, I don't.
Yeah, but is that his fault? Or if we are the culture, why we make everybody else's platform popping? Why we can't go to our Black-owned platform and make that popping?
We could make it popping if it was a situation where we weren't felt like we were shamed into doing so. Make your situation hot. Y'all used to sit up here and say Nick Cannon was whack. And granted, everybody still makes fun of his rap records.
Yeah.
Right? I thought Gigolo was jamming. I ain't gonna lie.
I was bumping him.
Not trying to be
on by myself.
Listen, I thought, listen, sun shines on the dog days. I'm a gigolo.
Wait. What you see? You thought it was high? You talking about Nick Paul? You talking about
gigolo?
That's Kel's part.
His bridge was high. I'm not trying to be your man.
Hello, Bow Wow.
Listen, I'm not going to act like the man is not talented because he's gifted.
Yeah, he's
and act
talented,
like Nick Cannon is not gifted is a disrespect.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick Cannon is definitely, like when people say this person's the next Will Smith, no, Nick Cannon was the next Will Smith. And Nick Cannon has learned his lessons and has done some things in order to put Black people in position. I absolutely respect that.
For sure.
So ain't nobody calling him whack because last I checked, 85 South is hot as hell. That Wildin' Out Live tour is hot as hell. Yeah. People are still watching Cannon's class. He turned spades playing into an industry. He commercialized a Black game. I know other people can play spades. Not saying white people can't play it. Brown people, not excluding you. But Black people will fight over 2 card games more than any other. Spades and Uno.
Yep.
He commercialized that. He took the whack juice off of him. He went and married Mariah Carey. You can say whatever you want to, but in the 90s, it was only Mariah Carey, Maya, and Toni Braxton on most people's lists. He did the impossible. You can clown him, say whatever, but I guarantee you, Nick Cannon took himself and put himself in a position where he was like, you know what? He's done some things I'd like to do. And if not, he's done some things that I admire or enjoy. Isaac has not done that. In my professional opinion, this is not a diss to this man at all. Because sometimes, and I've said this before, you got to have a fan base star. And he took that personally like I was shooting at him, and I'm not. When I'm shooting at you, you'll know it. I love and respect that man, if for nothing else than the fact that I knew his daddy. I'm saying you need to build a star from the ground up and prove to people that the platform is hot. Not spend all day on Instagram and YouTube talking about what everybody else is doing to you. No one wants to follow a victim into a war.
I get what you're saying, but these other platforms, Vine, before they was Vine, before TikTok, they didn't have that star that you're saying. Like, so why is it that we have to go above and beyond to show that we got a star when none of these other platforms?
Black history,
Clubhouse didn't have no star, and we made that so popular they end up selling. Like, they didn't have stars, and yet we still made it popular. So why do we have to have that extra boundary to make?
Name the CEO of Clubhouse. Name the time you saw the CEO of Clubhouse say, hey, get on Clubhouse, or did it happen organically?
It happened organically. Yeah.
What about the CEO of Vine? Can you name this? And this is not a quiz, but to your point, I'm directly addressing your point. Do you know who the CEO of Vine was? No, you don't. Because they weren't on other platforms talking about come to Vine. They said, this is hot. And they went out and found people, whether you realize it or not, they did something called UGC, which is user-generated content. They found people who were popular other places and said, hey, come do this. And they didn't make a stink about it. They picked up the phone, they had private meetings. They weren't in people's DMs like, hey, I did this whole thing for Amanda Seales, or hey, I told Kim Kardashian she could have 1,000% of her following. When you come from a weak position, people are going to look at it as weak. Black people have always been the tastemakers. We know what's hot and we know what's not. Mm-hmm. So if it was hot, we'd be there in droves. Wild horses couldn't keep us from it. Tell me I'm wrong.
Not wrong.
If I'm wrong, I will issue an apology.
Not necessarily. Again, the only reason I have the pushback,
sure,
because a lot of the stuff that you said about Isaac his third, I haven't personally heard that, and I don't know if the average user have heard him have those same complaints or has this victim mentality, but we still don't show up and support the app regardless of that. I've never heard of the stuff that you said.
Okay, can I ask you something? Do you have fan base on your phone right now?
I do have fan base on my phone.
How many times a day do you check it?
I don't check it.
Thank you. You want to know why you don't?
Because it ain't hot.
It ain't popping.
I get that. I get that for sure. But
we can make something pop if we wanted to make something pop. We don't want to make that pop. The people have spoken. Here's the thing. Say whatever you want. We still live in a free market economy, even amongst ourselves. The people are deciding. Right. There was a time when people decided that Dr. Umar was going to open his Hotep Hogwarts. Yes, Dashiki Dumbledore was going to open his Hotep Hogwarts, and magically, the funds done magically gone. FDMG, funds done, magically gone. Okay, so there's a time now where people are starting to say, maybe he's really good at being the Snow Bunny Undertaker. Maybe he's a meme. And we started to move our attention elsewhere because this was a lost cause. We cut our losses on that. If we wanted something to pop, it would pop. Beyonce is the biggest star in the world because we said she was. We did that. Because there have been plenty of people who took off like a rocket and we got behind them for a minute and they fell off. She hasn't. Yeah. Even her whack stuff, people would kill for. She is literally the closest thing to Michael Jackson on that level, meaning selling out arenas. Even her whack stuff is, if it was anybody else, you would look at it as a triumph. I'll give you an example. When Michael Jackson dropped his last album, which was Invincible, right? Solid R&B album. It flopped, right? If Jew signs a record deal today and he goes diamond, that's Backstreet Boys numbers. That means platinum 10 times. Invincible went diamond and they called it a flop because they compared it to the greatest selling album in the history of recorded sound, Thriller. It wasn't a flop. It was a smear campaign. Again.
Wait, Invincible went diamond?
Huh?
Invincible went diamond?
Invincible went. Please, Eli, is your internet working?
It is working.
Please look up Invincible's numbers.
I was going to ask, like, what's flopping for Michael Jackson? Because
Diamond is flopping for Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Diamond is flopping. You selling out war-torn Bucharest. Bro, like.
That's crazy.
Stop, man.
So getting back to what you were saying about the music companies being palm colored, the owners, right? Why do you think that the black labels sold to the white people?
Record companies sold? Because they backed up the Brinks truck. And they waited. Listen, Berry Gordy didn't back up the Brinks truck for Berry Gordy in 1963 when the Temptations just had Just My Imagination and My Girl. They waited until Boys to Men, right, bro. Berry Gordy, hold on, hear me out.
Oh, okay.
Berry Gordy was an old man. It's time for him to ride off in the sunset. They gave him a golden parachute. I can't speak to why Uncle Luke sold Luke records. If he sold Luke records or just folded it, I don't know for sure. You know, but again, a record company has the label and the distribution. And if you understand the way the music works right now, there's no more physical products. But you know what it is? It's not the distribution that we want. We want the marketing dollars. We want to shine. We want to be seen. We don't want to be the Grateful Dead. We don't want to be Magoo. We don't want to be Oates. We want it all. And we want the shine and everything that comes with it. So you'll sell yourself, you'll sell your publishing, you'll take that signing bonus and be in a payday loan cycle for the rest of your career. And then you'll be on an episode of Unsung 15 years later talking about how it was so unfair to you.
Is that not selling out in a way? I know yes, you did make the profit, but you're not giving back to the opportunity back into the Black community. How will we grow? Everybody has to start from ground one to build?
No.
Or are we looking at, as leaders, to these opportunities don't come?
No.
BT was sold.
Yes.
Like you're saying. Now, Isaac Hayes, he has something, and you could call us, by the way. We can help you get it popping. But
he said he's gonna do that for a fee. They call me the business bully.
But I'm just saying, like, do we look at those people from taking those opportunities? There's no generational wealth. I'm pretty sure he has family that probably would continue that. You know what I'm saying? Or there's another Black generation of people that was working for him that he could still profit, his family could still profit for, and let them lead into it.
To answer your question,
real quick,
yeah, sure.
It says Invincible wasn't diamond. He only has 3 diamond records, albums: Thriller, Bad, and Off the Wall.
How much did Invincible sell?
You didn't get that yet? No, it just says no. It wasn't diamond. It wasn't certified diamond.
How much did it sell?
How much did it sell?
It probably went double platinum or something. And
it did go double platinum. If it didn't go diamond, it went damn near close.
It said 8. It said worldwide.
I'm sorry, what?
It said between 8 and 13 million copies.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's diamond.
It is down. I don't know.
Hi, I'm Dave Anderson. I'm a professional researcher. We're talking about a global superstar. We're talking about the records he sold, Sheboygan.
Mm-hmm.
That global superstar went diamond.
Okay.
Oh, maybe they talking about U.S.
Maybe
they were talking about domestic sales. They always start with domestic sales because they discount the global box office in movies and music and sports and absolutely everything else.
Until there's somebody they want to fucking shine that light on. I mean,
but yeah, to get back to Drew's point, why not pass it on to somebody and keep it in the Black community?
Again, why not make sure that as a community we do that?
Right.
We're talking about one-offs. We're not talking about collectively. There's a reason. I sat down with Master P once. This is a true story. And I said, I understand why you're suing Walmart. Because they're taking your stuff and they're putting it in the back and it sits on pallets, and that's wrong. You should be able to have that shelf space, especially when people are looking for it and they're telling people that it's not there, it's sold out, we don't have it, the truck's here, they had an accident, whatever the case may be. I get why you're suing, but you got billions, if not trillions of dollars of resources in your phone. You could call everybody. Snoop hosted the Olympics. You can call absolutely everybody. And I didn't name Snoop, but I'm giving you an idea of you understand what I'm saying? He's Master P. Who not taking Master P call?
Right.
And he said to me, and I'm paraphrasing P, but he said to me, yeah, you're right, but here's what you're not looking at. It's going to take me 20 years to get the market share that a Walmart has. It's going to take me this amount of time to build that up. So while I'm doing that, I'm suing the pants off of them, and this is where we're going to go. I'm going to go where people already are, and then I'm building up.
Okay.
It's not either or. With us, it's always either or. My thing is yes and. Yes, build group economics. Yes, make sure we do that. But if we can't even tackle as a community the importance of life insurance, whole and term, to the point where we don't know who our insurance agent is, how many Black-owned insurance agents are. I stood on the stage at the Rally for Reparations in 2024 and said, yes, the reason that we're not getting reparations is because they don't fear us. Loss of revenue, loss of blood. I also said, if you can't do a push-up, ain't nobody looking for your revolution. The other part of that is we treat attorneys and accountants and insurance like accessories, not necessities.
True.
And folks looked at me like I was absolutely crazy because y'all don't want to hear that. You just want to hear, we want our check. You don't want to look at...
Not funny, but it's...
Yes, we want our check, but you know what else we want? We want everything we are entitled to. Dr. Claude Anderson, No Relation, said the same thing. Read Powernomics. We were promised certain things and did not get them. It's not something we made up. It's something that they said they were going to give us. It is a debt that is owed.
Right.
And because we want that, we need that. Because they damn sure repaired the natives. They damn sure repaired the people who were the central focus of World War II. Out of respect for your channel.
Even though
kind of rhymes with your name.
Even though they had nothing to do with they had nothing to do with the United States.
The United States government put Japanese Americans in internment camps out of fear of another Pearl Harbor, even though they were aware of Pearl Harbor.
And when they received reparations.
So it's not unprecedented. The only thing that's unprecedented is how everybody else got reparations except for the people who built this country.
Mm-hmm.
The current president of the United States said, you guys built this country. You did a hell of a job. Not saying you did it by yourself, but you did a lot of it. You did a lot of it, and you're not getting the recognition. I'm not saying he promised reparations, but I am saying that Kamala Harris stood at the National Action Network and promised reparations, and she was going to sign a bill to give us reparations. Not a study, but they get the Congressional Black Caucus that ain't done a damn thing for black people you can name, sits up there and says, we're going to have a study. I don't need, go to 125th and 8th.
Hey, what did they say? They already
Do you
have
not
the
know black
amount of
people
how
are
much they
suffering?
owe us. Yeah.
Go to the south side of Chicago. Do you not know black people are suffering? Go to Compton, go to Watts, go to North Philly. You don't know black people are suffering? What is there to study? Oh, because that's us kicking the can down the hallway so somebody else can deal with that problem. And when they get elected, they're going to study it again. Because they know you ain't going to fight. They know you ain't going to push back. And they know you're not going to give up any type of real fuss or cause any real problems. You're going to go along to get along. You're going to yell as a boss. You're going to tap dance. You're going to step and fetch. And that's why you'll never get reparations.